Hi there, it's me again. It's almost 2 o'clock and I'm still home. I just finished doing all the planning before my meeting today. I'm gonna rush to the office to meet my team later. I'm going to fly to Israel, by the way, and welcome to the second episode of my vlog. Welcome back, guys. So welcome back to 2019. This is the first day of our meeting. Sebelum ini, do you have anything that you want to share? Visions, dream? No? So what is exciting about this year? Or what are you expecting this year? Di hidup kalian, di kerjaan kalian?
Mungkin aku excited buat achieve the goals ya sama tim ini. Karena mungkin compare to last year, aku kan baru stay di sini 6 bulan. Mungkin growth-nya agak gradual gitu, tapi kayak this one is purpose sih sebenarnya. Aku excited juga sih buat lihat how we can achieve this.
Mungkin about the same sih, so far aku kan kerja di company yang udah settle down gitu, yang udah gede. Terus kayak never had this challenge like this. Paling dulu aku kerja di bank di US kayak cuma we must hit the revenue like 2M atau 3M setahun. Tapi ini kayak see numbers, yeah, like when you say sih nervous but excited and to try to see my potential tuh bisa nyampe ke situ atau enggak sih.
So earlier on today, as you can see from the video, we were actually having our very first team meeting and we were doing some planning and goal setting for 2019. I believe that goal setting and planning, they are the basic essential skills where all entrepreneurs must learn how to master. Some entrepreneurs, they fail because either they don't know how to plan, they plan badly, or they don't plan at all. There's a quote saying that if you fail to plan, that means you are planning to fail. Imagine working for a company that has no goal or no plan at all. You'll be going to the office, don't know what to do. Maybe that's the reason why you'll be spending a lot of time doing your own things, like surfing the internet. Or imagine if you're following a leader who has no clear plan or purpose or destination. You'll be following him round and round, and at the end of the day, you get to nowhere and you might feel lost too. So I believe that if you want to be an entrepreneur, master the art of goal setting and planning. So today I'll be sharing with you 5 tips of how you can do your goal setting and planning and how you can achieve them. So tip number 1, we have to learn how to set a specific goal. I've heard people saying that they want to get richer this year, they want to get healthier this year. These are not specific goals. Specific goals sound something like, I want to lose 5% of my body weight by the end of March, or I want to hit a revenue target of $500,000 by the end of the year. See, when you put numbers and deadlines into your goals, it shows that you are serious, and with numbers, it is easier for you to actually track your progress. So tip number 1, learn how to set a specific goal. So tip number 2, we have to learn how to set a realistic goal. Of course, it's great that you have big dreams, big goals, but make sure it is not impossible for you to achieve. Imagine working through halfway and then you know that your goal is too far. Most probably you will feel discouraged and then you will give up halfway. So learn how to set a goal that is good enough to push you out of your comfort zone, to make you work harder, but at the same time, it is not impossible. So tip number 2, learn how to set a realistic goal. So now tip number 3, we have to learn how to break down big goals into smaller little goals. When we look at the big goals, it can be overwhelming sometimes. So when we break down to smaller goals, it can help us see that our goals are actually achievable. And smaller goals also means that the deadlines is closer and nearer. That means we will have to prioritize the kind of things to do in order to achieve that short-term goals. For example, if I have a target of $200,000 to hit by the end of the year, breaking it down to smaller goals, for example, it would mean a quarterly goals of $50,000, which means I have to hit $50,000 every 3 months. And if I want to further break it down to a monthly goal, that means I have to achieve around $17,000 per month. And knowing that I have to achieve $17,000 this month, I think it will be easier for me to sit down and plan of how to actually get to that $17,000 rather than looking at the big picture of how to get that $200,000 this year. So it is important for us to learn how to break down big goals into smaller goals. Tip number 4, we have to learn how to define our action plan. I think this is the most important point in your goal setting process. In fact, I spend the most time doing my action planning. So what is an action plan? Personally, I define action plan as a step-by-step plan of your activities or tasks that you are going to do it in order for you to achieve that goal. An action plan also includes your backup plan. In case your plan A doesn't work, you still have your plan B, plan C, so on and so forth. So let's take for instance that I want to lose 5 kilograms of my body weight by the end of this month. My action plan will sound something like, on Monday, I have to go for gym for 2 hours. On Tuesday, I have to run for at least 5 kilometers. On Wednesday, I have to go for swim for at least 1 kilometers. And the type of diet I have to include in that week, or in case if all doesn't work, do I have my backup plan? So this is an example of an action plan, and I highly encourage you to spend more time doing your action planning, because a good action plan will bring you closer to your goal. So now, last but not least, we have come to point number 5. So this tip is actually my secret of how I usually get motivated when working hard towards my goal. So what is tip number 5? Tip number 5 is that we have to keep track of our progress regularly. When you keep track of your progress, it will not only help to direct you closer towards your goal, but surprisingly, somehow, it can give you that motivation so that you can work even harder towards your goal. I remember it was 6 to 7 years ago, one of my New Year resolution was to actually get fitter, and I wanted to have six-pack. So I looked up in the internet, read a lot of articles about how I can actually achieve that goal. And I found out that many of these fitness instructors, they advise their students not only on their fitness program or the diet plan, but they actually encourage their students to keep track of their body progress. In other words, the students are encouraged to take photographs of their body regularly so that they can compare the progress week by week. And I tried it. It feels kind of awkward during the first and second week, and there was not much change. But on the 4th week, I noticed that there was a slight difference to my body compared to my first week photo. And when I see that change is enough to get me excited, and I work even harder towards my goal because of that. And by the time it gets to week 12, that change was obvious and I was officially addicted to gym. So I believe that progress is actually one important key to your motivation. And if you see in your social media, there are a lot of this before and after photos, they always get high engagement ratings. That is why you need to keep track of your progress. But another important reason why you should keep track of your progress is so that you can review how effective your current action plan is. If you don't see any progress after a period of time, you might want to start changing your current action plan to your new action plan, so that you will not waste your time doing things which are not productive or not effective, and that you may want to start implementing that new plan which might bring you closer towards your goal. And because of this, you need to keep track of your progress. So that's all for my tip about goal setting, and I hope that this 5 tips is useful for you. And if you have any questions regarding goal setting, please feel free to comment in the box below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Instagram. See you around in my next vlog. Bye! Whether or not revenue kita hit, I don't care. Yang penting we set a goal. Yang penting kita run towards it. Kita nggak hit, it's okay. We learn. And I'm glad that we are in this together. Okay? So I have to go now. Another 5 minutes. Yep, that's all. Thank you guys.
Thank you.